everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I felt like the topic I need to talk about is love. Right now there's so much hate and so much hurt and anger going on in the world, and there's just so much tension. You may even be feeling some of this, that hurt and the hatred, and honestly that's okay. God gave us feelings and emotions for a reason, but what's important and what we have to be careful of is how we respond to those feelings and what we do when we're feeling those emotions. Jeremiah 31:1-3 reads, "At that time declares the Lord, I will be the God of all the clans of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus says the Lord, the people who survived with the sword found grace in the wilderness when Israel sought for rest. The Lord appeared to him from far away. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore I have continued my faithfulness to you." You may be feeling some hate, some fear, some pain, some anger, and you may be going through some tough times. And I'm sorry, honestly I am, that you had to go through that you had to feel like you were alone. But let me tell you something really good. You are not alone, because the word says in Jeremiah, what we just read, is that grace found you in the wilderness, that you are loved with an everlasting love, and that God is faithful to you. So with all of that, the world right now, and maybe you, are experiencing some hurt and some anger, and that's okay. But in that, we have to respond with love. We have to give grace, forgiveness, and be faithful to the one to whom we belong to. Before we acknowledge our class, our race, our gender, our skin color, we must acknowledge God. Because one day, all of those things won't matter. They'll all pass away. We will pass away, but our spirits will live in Christ. Acts 4:12 says, "There is no other name under heaven in which you will be saved." So none of those barriers that I mentioned earlier will save you. None of them really define who you are as much as Christ does. Before you acknowledge who you are in the physical, you must acknowledge who you are in the spirit, because that's who you really are. That is what really matters. I encourage you to respond to this world, this hurting, desperate world that's looking for love. Respond to them with love, with God's love, his everlasting love, the love that sent his only son on the cross to die for you, to endure the life that we go through. He went through that, so he knows what it's like. Acknowledge that love that love, respond with that love. God has called you out of the darkness and out of sin, and he has called you his child. So I encourage you to live like that. Bye, everybody.